This week's recitation will talk about Homework 4, Part 2. The chapter related to this homework assignment is Chapter 4, The Role of the Government. In that chapter, we learn at what point the government should get involved to have some impact on the market mechanism. And we focus on talk about the 4 market failures and the corresponding policy suggestion. In this homework assignment, we are focusing on one specific market failure called externality. First, let's look at the question number 1. Look at this diagram, the supply-demand curve diagram, and answering these following 3 questions. What is market price and market demand? If the light green line is the social demand curve, what is social demand and value? And what is the value that the market does not consider? First, to answer the question number A, what is market price and market demand? You will use the knowledge you learned in Chapter 3, the supply and the demand. We know the market supply and market price and market demand is decided by the equilibrium point. In order to find the equilibrium point, you need to find the intersection between the supply curve and demand curve. It's very easy to identify from this graph. First, the blue line is the market demand curve, and the dark green line is the market demand curve. So the interaction between the dark blue and the dark green and the blue line are this point. So this is our equilibrium point. Corresponding to this point, we have the market price equal to 6 and market quantity equal to 5. So that means the market price is $6 and the market demand is 5 units. So now we move to the second question. If the light green line is the social demand curve, what is social demand and value? So instead of looking at the dark green line, we look at the light green line. So this is the social demand curve. Again, we use the same idea to find the social demand and social value. We first find the intersection between the social demand curve and the market supply curve. So that is point A. Corresponding to point A, we found that the market price is $8 and the market demand is 7 units. So now we can answer the question number B. The social demand is 7 units. And the social value for this kind of product is $8. So now, what is the value that the market does not consider? So obviously, the market demand is below the social demand curve, which means actually the customer can get a positive externality by consuming this product. So they do have more demand than the demand expected by the market. So by looking at the difference, the distance between the light green line to the dark green line, we can know the social value that the market doesn't consider. So in order to find this value, what you can do is first assume a price. So let's assume the quantity. First, let's assume the market quantity is 5. So when the market quantity is 5, and we can find under the market quantity is 5 units, and the interaction between this vertical line and the market demand curve is this point, and corresponding to this point, and we can find the market price is $6. Now, if the market demand is 5, and the interaction between this vertical line to the social demand curve is here, this point. And corresponding to this point, we found that the price is $10. So if we have exactly the same quantity demand, say the 5 units, we can find the market price equal to $6. However, the social value is, as we just mentioned, is equal to $10. So this tells us the value that the market does not consider is equal to $10 minus $6 is $4. So the $4 is the value that the market does not consider.